friends, this video on rational numbers part 2 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. And there exist many different types of numbers, as you saw in the previous slides, that to describe how much of a pizza you needed a number like 1/5, and to describe that a very low temperature you needed a number like -1 or -5. So there exist many different types of numbers. For example, natural numbers. What are natural numbers? These are the numbers starting from 1, 2, 3 till infinity. So if you keep counting numbers, they never end, right? So you might reach hundreds, then thousands, then 10,000s, then lakhs, 10 lakhs, and so on. So the list will never end. So it begins with 1. So when you talk about natural numbers, any number between 1 and infinity is called a natural number. We have another type of number called whole numbers. Now when we say whole numbers is like all the natural numbers plus 0. So the whole numbers basically starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, so on till infinity. So we can just say that whole numbers are natural numbers plus 0. Then we have something called integers. What are integers? These are nothing but the whole numbers plus the negative numbers. So if you look at the integers, they include all the positive numbers, that is, they include all the natural numbers, they include the 0, and they include all the negative numbers as well. So altogether they are integers. So basically these three numbers, when you look at them, you see that all natural numbers are whole numbers. All natural numbers are also integers, but the vice versa is not true, because all integers are not natural numbers. You have these negative numbers which are integers, but they are not natural numbers. So these are all different types of numbers. And why do we have so many types of numbers? Because to describe different things, we need different types of numbers. Now we introduced integers because we also needed negative numbers. So let us look at this example. So when you look at this example, what do you see? This example shows ice here. Here it shows liquid water, and here it shows water vapor. Now what happens? Ice is very cold. So when you look at the temperature of ice, it might be in negatives, right? So here you need a negative temperature. So what you actually need? You need an integer, right? Now when you allow the ice to get warmer, now as it gets warmer, what happens? The ice gradually gets converted into liquid water. So basically from that negative temperature, it reaches a temperature of 0 degrees, and then again it starts to increase to some room temperature, maybe 20, 30 or 20, 30, 40 or whatever. So what is this 0? This is nothing but a whole number. What are these 20, 30? They are whole numbers. They are also natural numbers. And then finally, when it reaches above a temperature of 100 degrees, then it gradually starts changing to water vapor. So see, this is an example where we make use of integers, where we need whole numbers, where we also need natural numbers. So since we need variety of numbers, so we have so many different names for numbers like whole numbers, natural numbers, integers. We also have some other types of numbers as well. For example, we talk about decimals. Now, what is a decimal number? A number which has a decimal separator that separates the integer part from the fractional part. Now, let's think of a decimal number in this way. Now, sometimes when you go for a jogging or when you go for a morning walk, you come back home and you say that today I jogged for 2.5 kilometers. Or today I ran for 3.8 kilometers. So what are these 3.8, 2.5? They tells you that you covered 2 kilometers plus 0.5 kilometers. So that is 2.5 kilometers. So you see here in these type of numbers, you have this point which is nothing but a decimal separator. It separates the integer part like 2, 3 or whatever, and the fractional part. 0.5. So when you say 2.5, that doesn't mean 25 at all. It means 2.5. So that half is a fraction which is written as 0.5, and that's how you get 2.5. So these are decimal numbers. Now similarly, you have fractions. Now when you think of eating a pizza and you say that I just want to eat 1/5 of the pizza. What is this 1/5? This is a fraction. It tells you that out of the 5 parts, I want to eat 1 part. So that's what we call as a fraction. So we saw decimals, we saw fractions, we saw whole numbers, integers, natural numbers. Now let's say, what if we want to have a number something like this? What if I want to have a number like minus 2.5, or I want to have a number like minus 1/5? Now 1/5 is a fraction, but what about minus 1/5? So can you say that I want to eat minus 1/5 of the pizza? What is minus 1/5? That's not a fraction. So what are these numbers? But we can't say that these numbers don't exist, because these numbers can exist. If 2 can exist, if minus 2 can exist, if 5 can exist, then why not minus 2/5? So what will we call these numbers? So this is where we introduce a new type of number called rational numbers. So here in this lesson, we are going to learn more and more about rational numbers. The word rational, it is derived from the word ratio. Do you know why? Because rational numbers are always ratio of 2 numbers. So in rational numbers, you will always have a numerator divided by a denominator, something by something. It will always be of that form. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to avail free quality education with a simple 4-step learning process where you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology, along with practical videos. So what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.